Morning, folks. This morning soap is a Haslinger soap, and the scent is sage, and this is what the soap looks like there. It's a relatively small puff there, small one, about half the size, I guess you might say, of what you're normally used to seeing. Got the alum block without the rubber band, unscented witch hazel that's mentholated, following up with the aftershave of lime, ice, and sage from Artisan Accoutrements. Beard oil I'll be using off camera is from the Shaven Sailor. If you're wondering what took place, and the brush I'll be using today is from Raven Brushworks. This is another synthetic knot horsehair. And setting up the shave yesterday, usually take the picture of it the night before, and setting up my shave head camisori style, you know, that handle's round on the bottom, and got to be just right to get that thing to stand up just so. So get it stood up, get ready to take the picture, and of course it takes a tumble, and the blade hit edge first, and the got something high here. So needless to say, the edge of that blade is toast. It's not any good. With September coming around the corner and whatnot, and not wanting to put another blade in there just to get a couple of uses out of it, decided I'd probably just go ahead and go with a DE today, since the month of September you won't see one. So I remembered that this particular shaver was one that I was going to revisit, and it's a Gillette Blue Tip, and today you kind of see it's got a little bit of a hangover there. It has a Gillette Platinum blade in there. Decided I would go ahead and revisit this, since I said this a while back that I would. The very first time I used this shaver, the shave didn't go all that well, in that I had a hard time getting the shave to be close enough. Didn't get cuts or nicks or anything like that. Just couldn't get the shave to get to be very close. Go ahead and get started with the pre-shave here. Already put a hot towel to the face. So anyway, I thought I would revisit it before September and before it got too far down the road. Me trying to remember. I'm going to be trying to face lather with the Haslinger. That's the only Haslinger I have, and I've had it for quite a while. And I guess you might say I was a little concerned after I'm done necessarily what to do with it. It did come in a plastic container, a clear one. I could put it back in there, but since I bowl lather most of the time, I wasn't too sure how this was going to work for me. In that with it moving around, it might be kind of tough to scrape off of. But after I've opened the package, it's firm, but on the other hand, it also seems to be soft enough where it may not be too tough to work with. So I'm going to face lather with it today. Yeah, that was quite exciting when my other artist club decided to take a tumble. That decision whether you want to reach out and grab it and catch it, or leave it alone and let it fall. Decisions. It's taken a tumble before, but because I guess you might say the top part being the heaviest part, normally that's where it would hit. But this time here it did hit right on that edge, on the sharp edge. Didn't work out so well. Because yeah, as soon as I pick it up, you can see that shiny spot right on the edge. Yeah, this is it's kind of, it feels kind of soft. Maybe pliable might be another way of putting it. We were supposed to get some rain yesterday. The rain didn't show up, so we ended up with a heat advisory again yesterday because of the humidity. In other words, the temperatures got up over 100 with the heat index. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get enough on there or not. It's kind of hard to see it, at least with these eyes at this time in the morning. Should be an exciting shave this morning though. This is it's a pretty nice scent. Hopefully I'll use enough water today. With this synthetic nut. Start out with a little and work my way up with the water. This particular knot does have a bit of backbone to it. As it goes for the Gillette Platinum, I've only, this will be the second time I've used a Gillette Platinum. And to be honest with you, I don't remember how the shave went the last time I used one. I have the Gillette Silver Blues and I know how those work. Those are pretty nice. I like those well enough to buy a 100-pack of those. Seems to lather up pretty decent. Pretty close to what I normally would do on a bowl lather. I don't know how much is going to be left in the brush, but we'll find out. Get started with the first pass here. I was thinking with the month of September, being single edge, that I would also include some shavettes on Sunday. Yeah, I think this blade's working out pretty good with this. I don't remember what the blade was last time I tried to shave with the blue tip. Evidently it was not the right one. This shave feels like it's going better. At any rate, I'll put in some shavette shaves on a Sunday. It's a single edge of a different type, I guess you might say, huh? I did catch a Jimmy shave yesterday with the shavette. It does take a little bit of practice, if you will, to get used to laying that shavette flatter. He was talking about how when you went to go to put up against his face and it would be edge first instead of being more flat. That's where I get my cuts right here when I was trying to practice doing across the grain on my cheeks. And yeah, I know what he's talking about. For whatever reason, that temptation to go edge first. I don't know why. Why it's like that. I was having the same issue. Yeah, I think this shade is going somewhat better. It may have been the blade the last time. A blade that what might have been considered a mild blade. Not a good match up with this shaver. Soap, I can still smell it. The scent at present is not real strong, at least not per my nose. Oh, I guess I just should have mentioned this. As goes for the date code, the date code on this shaver, C4. Thought that was pretty interesting. He was talking about his slam that he sent to Razor Emporium, and about the brassing. This one here on the doors, especially that door right there. Oops, there we go. It's got some brassing on it, and it's got a small tiny hole in the handle. You don't really notice it when I was bidding on this in eBay. That spot right there, that's just not a tarnish spot, that's a hole. Doesn't affect the shave any at all. It's just a, like, darn, wish it wasn't there type thing. I think the shave's going pretty good. The soap, it is pretty slick. I may have to get some more of them. Also, when I ordered this, with the scent being sage, I wasn't too sure what sage was going to smell like. Yeah, that's turned out pretty decent. Yeah, I think last time it must have been the blade that I was using. Reason why the shave, I couldn't get a close enough shave. I don't chase the BBS, but I do like, that socially acceptable shave, and I think I was using the blade that wasn't exactly the best matchup for it. Because this shave here seems like it's a little bit closer than what I remember the last time I used it. I could see that for some using it for a head shaver, especially starting out, I should say my head is the skin up there is pretty tender. In other words, using anything that's very aggressive would not go well for me. Still got enough soap in the brush. This soap is pretty good. I like this soap. Should have got more. Should have tried this a long time ago, back when I first got it. I ordered it through Gifts and Care. Good long while back. There is plenty of slickness with this soap. I mean, there is plenty. Did I get to cut myself right there? I may have. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a little bit of feedback. I'd have to say my face lathering capabilities have definitely improved since I first started. If you watched the past, I guess this will be what, the 5th video of me trying to learn how to face lather. It's definitely gotten better. This shave went a lot better with this blade. Kind of felt like that with this shaver, at least for me, maybe a buffing technique might work better. There's more soap right there. My buffing technique might work better for me. And yes, I think that technique works well with this shaver. I'm pretty smooth. Just a few spots here and there, but this is definitely a pretty nice shave. You know, blade choice last time must have been the problem, because this is a pretty good shave. That is pretty smooth. Don't know what I did over there, unless I caught a bump down there or something. Got the alum block here. It is getting a little small. Eventually I get to some of those spots where the rubber band was stuck to it. Yeah, I remember Jill talking about getting the soap behind the ears. I know every once in a while I'll find some of that soap behind the ears after I'm done shaving. I did catch myself right there, stinging pretty good right there. Just a little bit right there. Yes, the I guess you might say watching Jimmy shave with the shavette. Found that reminding myself of back when I first started. I do okay keeping it flat, working well. Next thing I know, chunk. Put that blade right on the face. As it goes for the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements aftershave here, if I remember correctly, I don't think he's going to make that scent anymore. I might be wrong. I don't think it's available at the website. I went ahead and put a link to it, as well as for a number of these other items here, like the brush here. Matter of fact, That's how much soap is left in the brush. The Russell Barton is the one that made this brush. You can find Raven Brushworks on Facebook, as well as I think he's got a link for it on his Wild West Shaving website, where he sells his soap, Aftershave. And I think that one there is referred to the handle as a Kent goblet. That's what I think most people might remember that shape for. Make sure I get plenty of this. I think this is a right combination. I think Douglas did good on this one. Definitely was not sure what I was going to get with lime ice and sage, but does have a pretty nice cooling effect though. Yeah, it's got a touch of menthol in it. I think it's like 3.5 ounces of aftershave in here, if I'm reading this correctly. I don't know what is trying to get in my eye over here. Boy, it's definitely starting to turn red, I think. It says it's got alcohol, sage. I think that says haywood. Essential oils. Aloe, alum, glycerin, menthol. That's pretty straight up. Don't see that it's bleeding over there, so I must have got it taken care of. Must have just been a little spot. Pretty good shave. Have to say, the first time I was not too terribly happy with this one. Wasn't going to shave with it again, and thought I would revisit it after I've seen a few more folks shave with it. And Flash was the one that gave me the idea that I probably ought to revisit it, talking about the blades that we use and shavers, and how that may or may not work the best in there. There's the blade once again. Pretty nice blade. I'm kind of surprised that it worked that well in this shaver. I have to try Gillette Silver Blue in here one day. Had a good shave. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe and smooth shaves to you.